charms. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show. Fun grown doing big ass grows. Red Southern Farms also got the flame. Michigan Rose grows folks. Just wanna grow something to smoke. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show.
Welcome to the Bro Show Live, everybody. What is going on? It is Sunday night. I am here. You are here. The lovely ladies of MBGS are here, and the gentlemen as well. What's going on?
Hey guys,
Cheers.
how's everybody doing? Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Welcome to everyone except for Growly.
Ooh. As soon as the show starts, the oohing.
Ooh, and
We have been gone all day, so I'm sure DOG is
the Coo Man.
excited to see him.
Is there you go. I was just saying, what's up, too, man? What's up? Cheers, DOG.
I'm loving this change with Becca having her own screen and her own domain to control her own mute button and whatnot. How are you doing,
You'll
Becca?
be heard.
I'm good. We're in different places, so that's why
Oh,
we're on
really?
different screens. Yeah.
Wow. Are you guys
I'm,
having a fight? Drama.
We go from the black eye to different screens. The fuck?
Nanya.
No, I'm staying with I have two little sisters, and I'm watching them while my dad and my stepmom are in Vegas. So I've been with
Oh,
the little
neat.
sisters for the past couple days.
Cool.
Cool.
Did they say they were going to split their winnings with you as your payment?
They better, man.
Cut me in or cut
Have
it
you
out.
been TikToking?
You hope.
So one of my sisters is 9, and she is obsessed with TikTok and all those things. So she's like singing all the songs all the time, and that's pretty funny.
Has she
She's-
taught you
I
any
go
dance?
on it with her.
Have you done any dances with her?
No, she's like way too fast for me. She's like already on to the next thing after she showed me the first thing. So
Mm-hmm.
can't keep up.
You're already old, Becca.
Yo,
I know, man. I had to like put on my mean face and not be very nice and like tell them what to do, and I felt bad, but
gotta do what
sometimes
you gotta do.
it.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
the,
it's like
you're
having a
the
pet.
lead,
Sometimes you got to
everybody
remind them that you're the boss,
Yeah.
even though you don't want to.
I don't even think that my dad and stepmom are the bosses of them, so
we decided to have a genius plan of taking these two preteens to the Renaissance Festival on the last day of the Renaissance Festival, the busiest run day ever. Fuck, oh my God, man. 3-hour long turkey leg lines.
No.
There were like 4 different 3-hour long turkey leg lines.
Hey, Red, think about this. So for every single 2 legs that were in there waiting for one, there had to be 1 fucking turkey leg. So how many
Yeah, and there
turkeys
was
were
like
sacrificed?
Oh man,
50,000
people were
people
walking
there.
out with 3 turkey legs at a time.
Oh,
Hold your hand
that's-
up in front of your camera.
I just gotta bring the light level up. It's got me faded out here like I'm
What
in
do they
some
do?
kind
You'll look, you'll
Nice.
look
I
like
thought that was
you're
the Renaissance.
Ooh.
behind the scenes.
Behind the
We
scenes,
didn't-
I'm giving
we
the
didn't
exclusive
end up
reports.
waiting.
Yeah,
We
Oh,
didn't
come on
wait.
now.
no turkey legs.
No, not
Everybody-
It's a
with
long
me,
time to wait
girls.
for food that's barely good.
Yeah, no shit, right?
We were all really hangry.
worked
Like
it.
we should have eaten first is the issue. And so we
Yeah.
needed fast food. We needed food fast.
That's the trick
Yeah.
with kids is carry snacks like fruit snacks.
That's what Painted
chicken
Lady does for
nuggets,
you.
Wafers.
They're convincing me that they don't eat and that they never eat. I'm like, that's not possible. And so I'm like always trying to force them to eat and they just won't eat. And then they're starving and it's like immediate hunger. And so
And
that's fine.
anger.
That's
Yeah.
baked what
I
little
want one of
kids
those
eat.
turkey legs. I've never had one. I have never been to the Renaissance Festival myself. So
Yes,
I really want to go.
I just watched people walk by chowing on these fucking turkey legs all day, and I stood in this 100-yard long line for like a half hour, people walking across over my shoes all. I didn't move. I was there for about 20 minutes, and I didn't even step 2 feet forward. I was like, I can't. This is crazy. I can see the people with the turkey legs. They're
Dude.
this tall. They're way the
Dude.
fuck up there.
The lines at Pine Knob move faster.
Dude, dude,
For
the
real.
lines.
It takes a long time to cook a turkey leg.
They got to catch
There's
them
no
first,
way
man.
they're cooking them fresh.
Shorts
There's
of,
no way.
No way.
Dude,
It was
what I
crazy.
think
They're
it
not
is-
harvesting turkeys in the back.
I
There's
think
a
the ones
lot
in there are
of-
smoked, so
yeah.
they store pretty well after smoke.
They're harvesting them fresh. My guess is that all of the fundraising
How else would
options.
you harvest
There's like so many fundraisers, including Costco. I mean, so many places sell Renaissance Festival tickets, and they include a free turkey leg. So it's just all these
Really?
free turkey leg coupons. You know,
Wow.
They're gonna wait in the line, right?
Yeah,
they're
they're
gonna wait.
Yeah.
The same-
Oh, yeah.
So they're all waiting.
And they're gonna buy a drink, and they're gonna make money off that.
Oh no,
But
dude.
it's all separate
everything
lines.
is
Oh, really?
like if you want a burger, you go to the burger line. If you want a water, you go to the water line. And each line is an hour long. It's wild.
Wow.
You can't get a water at the burger place. Like that's just not a thing. It's not like Cedar Point or any other.
Wow. That's
It was
insane.
wild.
That's insanity. That,
Yeah,
that's
so you
like
got to the front of the
that's
case
like
deal
the
line.
Renaissance age.
Which
What
Red
the hell is
Bear did
that
you go to?
Dude, it was
Which
gnarly.
one? In
Yeah.
Holly. The
Holly, the
the
big
one, yeah.
Yeah.
One.
The
The
one. It was
one,
the last day. So, everybody
Yeah.
just like us was getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried
It
going
was really
last
cool.
weekend, but I had my thing going on. I wasn't going to be walking around in a dusty.
I mean, too bad it wasn't the weekend prior. That was the pirate weekend. We
Yeah,
could
that
have
would've been
really gone hard with
Didn't
that.
plan well.
They probably would have still had. The company there is Phoenix Sticks, but juggling sticks. They have fucking
Fat sticks?
handmade juggling sticks. Say it again, Paley.
Oh no, never mind.
Jessica,
It was like 3 sticks that you like go back and forth.
devil sticks, flower sticks. These guys-
Oh, those flower stick things. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, these ones are-
Your experience kind of reminds me of when Painted Lady and I went with Tara and Troy to Holland to see the Tulip Festival on the day of the parade.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have any
Yeah,
interest
crazy.
at all in seeing the parade, so we were just there when everyone else was there, and we were like,
Get
"Shit,
away
this
from that
sucks."
hardcore.
I think Tara and Joy spent the majority of the day looking for their car. When
We struggled with that. We went to the wrong parking lot. These girls ran off in front of us.
The
And
girls
I was trying to yell. They
trying
didn't hear
to
me.
follow the crowd. They're following the crowd into the furthest, longest parking lot, and I'm going, we're going the wrong.
Did you have to use a dad voice?
Oh no, we
No,
just
I had to use my voice.
You
you did? What did that sound like?
For real, I want to know.
Yeah, man.
Maybe one day you'll get to hear.
Maybe one
Maybe one day
Yeah.
Red will push her too far on the air and we will hear it.
Has I mean,
right now, Becca.
Probably
Has
You
that
not.
gotta
ever
earn
been
it. You
directed
gotta
at
earn it,
Red?
lady. You gotta piss her off. You gotta really.
No.
Oh,
I
Red's,
can't-
Red's never
Yeah.
deserved that, right? That voice.
I want somebody else to. I mean, not that I want her to get upset, but
No, it's
I want to see. I want to hear it. For
it's
sure.
more just like I worked at summer camps, and so I have this like loud voice that I can get, and I was trying and they just weren't hearing, and I'm like, I'm not chasing after them.
It's because
There's
it's
no
not
way.
as loud as you think it is.
Back of
Yeah,
ears.
bro.
That'll get her there.
These ears, they don't. The receiver's not on the back side, unfortunately. All of our receiving is on this side. Fucking human ears, dude.
Yep.
So we
about
had to get lost in the parking lot for a minute, but we made it, and now I've got this. That's all I've got.
Well, we
guys notice
found the
that
car
Brad
no
has an
problem
excuse
once
for
we
when he
found the
doesn't
right
listen?
parking lot.
I got this.
Say that again,
Oh,
Red.
Oh, I was saying that like we weren't necessarily lost from the car. We were like lost from the correct parking lot. So like as soon as we found the correct parking lot, we found the car, which is nice and easy. It's like, oh yeah. we know
Did you
what-
guys use Google Maps to get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maps on Apple, and it took us
Oh,
down the
well,
dirt
never
road,
mind.
and then
Yeah.
we had to get turned around.
That's why. I was gonna say on Google Maps they have this option to like save your parking spot. So when you're walking back to your car, like from an event or
Mhm.
something, it like a lot like just kind of like gives you that GPS walking coordinates. But I can't speak to Apple Maps. I'm one of those guys with
Yep,
the green
I can.
bubble.
I can speak to
I've-
Apple
I've-
Maps, and Sequence knows my story on the Apple Maps, and a lot of people that are longtime viewers do as well. Be careful when you use Apple Maps because sometimes it'll
Most
take
of
you
the time.
somewhere. Most of the time, it'll take you
Isn't that
somewhere that
crazy?
you might not want to be.
It's
Man,
always
that was
wrong.
funny.
It really is wrong so much.
We're gonna roll that back for Thanks Glenbing this year.
Yeah, man. I'll be
That's
back
already-
home on the 9th of November. We can do it past that point. I've just got to put my foot down on at least that date.
I want to say we already picked a day, but I don't remember.
Oh, God damn it.
I thought we did.
It was like the end of November.
Is
though.
it the Saturday after
Okay,
though?
okay.
Because
It was the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I think.
can't do
Okay.
I think.
You can't do a Saturday after. Okay, well,
No, that's when my family always does Thanksgiving.
do they? Okay, well,
It's
we'll look
it's
at the
okay.
we can look at the calendar.
Yeah, I don't know what day it was.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we can look.
That's the last weekend of hunting season.
Oh,
Forgotten though. I mean, Bo's active right now. You get any hunts in yet? Sorry, never mind. Painted Lady's not gonna be happy about this conversation. I'll just back out now.
I'm still at a fall cleanup.
It's
I'm sorry.
fine.
Spartan, you smoking anything?
No. What am I alive? Yes. Yes, I'm smoking.
Yeah, just checking on you.
Yeah, I've just been smoking. Shout out to Baked Pone. He had a harvest of his Donnie Burger. We have the same cut, but
Nice.
he is
Smoked him quiet.
he's in Canon Nutrients. I'm in Spartan Nutrients. I don't know what you call it.
That's
Fucking old ass soil with fucking damn, why can't I get this motherfucker to focus? Whatever. Anyways, it's fucking good shit, man. It's the Donnie Burger, man. We all
When's the last time you smoked something from Canon Nutrients that wasn't from him? It's been a while since I grown that, but I mean, like Canon Nutrients was on point, especially when I was doing flood and drain. Man, they were like one of the most stable pH.
So
like, just-
expensive, though. Ooh.
well, yeah. Compared to some, not so much, but
We're also smoking Bakes Donnie Burger.
We are.
It's really good.
what's the terp profile like? I've only processed it once for a client.
it's like Han Solo Burger without the garlic.
All right, so someone that doesn't smoke Han Solo burger, what is the terp
Like
profile
GMO
like?
without the garlic with a little bit of gas.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely GMO-ish and gassy. I really like it.
Yeah, I like the gas.
I just
to it.
recently finished some of Spartans. It was really good.
It's a winner. It's a
What's
winner.
on the what's the cross of it? Is it GMO and OG
Oh,
or
okay,
something?
so when you take GMO and you cross it to Larry OG,
Larry
you get Han Solo Burger. And then you take that Han Solo Burger and you cross it back to GMO and you get Donnie Burger.
Oh, okay.
I like it. So just a hint of Larry OG, if you will.
Right. That's where the
It's-
gas.
Larry OG is so good though. Fuck,
I
where the
like
gas
when they
comes
do
from.
that. I like when they find, like, when breeders find a terpene profile they like, you know what I mean? Like GMO or something like that, which is, obviously very popular. But I just want to add a hint of, lime skunk, a hint of clementine, a hint of whatever it is to this strain that's already phenomenal, and see if I can't come out with something that's not only like, something commercially viable or whatever, but also has the nose on it.
Right. Have you,
Yeah.
where you at with that cover milk, man? Is that still in bed?
Yeah, I'm still cleaning rooms and stuff. I'm still harvesting. The tarantula room is about to get put into bins, I think, in the next couple days.
I was going to suggest that when you are ready to put it in, make it wait. If it has to wait, whatever, get it under those GML lights, because I'm telling you, I'm loving the profile.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe I'll save it for that room then. It's I mean, it could probably take up a whole light at this point, but yeah, no, that room is still hanging.
In that Cobra, in that, what was the other one? The cereal milk is a pretty good strain too. Jealousy is pretty high tester usually, THC wise, and I think that Cobra milk is it's not as strong as Donnie. I think Donnie's still probably stronger, but it's right behind Donnie, and I think the flavor is better. I mean, it's more of it's a whole nother flavor. It's like it's more,
and that's what I'm here for, man. That's why you gave it to me. You know what I mean? I was trying to find a new flavor, something to really like quench, my palate, and hopefully we find it in that or something new, But yeah, I'm hoping in the next couple weeks here I'll get it into flower. It's kind of a mess right now. I mean, we're looking at the transition indoors is like a totally different thing. I'm not even gonna like get on that right now, but like focusing on outdoors now. I mean, we have a 32-degree night coming up in the next 48 hours. And then we have 75-degree days coming up this week.
That's why I'm not scared. That's
Exactly.
why
I'm like, no, man, just keep it going. I'm not harvesting yet. Like,
dude, they're getting so beautiful. The leaves are all purple, and at least in the one in my
my
backyard.
garlic punch is so it's like black right now almost. It's wild. It's loving those low nights.
Mine are just starting to turn. I'm pretty excited about it. Except for Galactic, she's lagging. But
Same thing with my
while I
GG4.
have it,
Doesn't look like that bitch can finish.
oh really?
I mean, it looks great, but I mean, it looks like it needs like 3 weeks or something, or 4 weeks.
Push it, man. Just push it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, of course I'm going to do that. Of course I'm going to, but I just don't know. It's not looking. I don't have a lot of hopes for it.
I have something good that's the same way. It looks like it's probably got 3 weeks left on it too.
Halloween. I usually don't harvest until the last 2 years. I didn't harvest until starting like October 20th, I think, is when I even started harvesting. Maybe
Those Halloween plants, man.
Yeah, it's always late like that.
Is it
Trick or
because of the
treat.
strains you grow, or is it just because of like timing of things?
I like them to really ripen out, man. I just
Mhm.
like them to go all the way.
Have you ever scoped those plants at that point? And
I
I would love you to do that this year and tell me like what kind of amber we're looking at.
They're, I like to get the essence of the flower, and it takes that sucker to be a ripe flower to get the good.
This year we're not harvesting though. It's all seeded, so it's going to be a bit longer.
I'm waiting for seed, really. So they're not telling me if they're ready yet. They're not striped up or anything yet.
I was gonna say that's pretty much what you're looking for at that point, right? Is like them exposing themselves to the calyx, kind of throwing out some stripes and saying, "Hey, pick me," right? Like,
Yeah, I'm just looking for not so white seeds, making sure they got a good shade to them. And the ones that are supposed to be striped have good stripes on them, You'll be able to tell after a couple seeds whether or not they're supposed to have some stripes if they're in that brown gray shade. But dude, I've had seeds look all kinds of different sizes. Grape Ape used to have these huge, giant pea-sized seeds, and Granddaddy Purple would have these little tiny black fucking seeds, and like, barely any stripes really on the Granddaddy seeds. Not that stripe because like the seed itself is so walnut dark, so dark of a tan. You can't really see but then the those Grape Ape seeds, man, would just look like a camouflage jacket. They'd look so cool. The tiger striping on those seeds would just be They just pop out, look like a piece of art. Super cool. What I have in front of me, I have a little seat here that's got some good striping on it. You won't be able to see this, I guarantee you, but
Those at home with those 72-inch TVs are loving
Too
life
small.
right now.
Too small.
it has some
Oh.
striping
Too
on it.
poquito, my friend. Becca, what are you
Oh.
eating over there?
Sorry, guys. I haven't eaten yet. I'm eating a grilled cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, that sounds
Yum.
Well, hey, speaking of outdoor, we can all complain about our outdoor here in Michigan and the upcoming cool nights and whatever, but nobody can complain about outdoor like all the people down in Florida. And our hearts go out to all the people that were affected by Hurricane Ian this week. So I'm sure all of you that maybe didn't have as much damage as some of the other people, you know, I'm sure sustained some damage to their plants. So our hearts go out to you. Thankfully, my family who lives down there, were not really affected other than power outages and stuff. So that was great news. But yeah, I can only imagine being one of the outdoor farmers down there when that came through this week. So terrible.
Late flowering stress training.
Mhm.
Not
You see the
to
video of the guy doing the dab in the hurricane.
oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On his rig and doing a dab in the wind's like he's like a weather reporter, you know, the wind's
Right.
blowing.
Not
See,
gonna-
this is
I'm not
why
publicity, but what
Puffco
if
and
they
emails are the
shirt?
best.
It was perfect because he was wearing one of those big giant corporate MSO shirts. I'm like, oh, that is fucking perfect. That's what I want to see. Yep. That's perfect.
In keeping with the times.
Right. No, but that's why the electric dab rigs that are, I guess, battery operated in this case are the best, because you don't need a torch that's gonna blow out. You don't need a
You need a hell of a torch.
You just gotta put
yeah.
a condom on it like the weather lady.
What was that you talked about? A electronic device like that? Been really in need of one lately.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Christmas is
okay,
coming.
we're making a
Can we-
Christmas
can we-
list, Red.
Christmas is coming. Focus
we
on
get
red.
Can we get them like next to each other, like a
Wait a
debate?
minute. Christmas gift was already bought. We already heard this on this.
It wasn't bought. It's not
Oh, it
bought.
wasn't bought.
Spartan's in the middle. Spartan's
What?
you got this, dude.
We have,
He's refereeing.
What happened to this record?
yeah, man.
Hold
Yeah,
on, watch. Look what I can do.
I got you, Red. I got you, Red.
Spartan.
Everybody else was just gonna let you fucking.
That wasn't the agreed upon.
That
was,
actually looks right, though, seeing him like
that wasn't
that.
the agreed upon. The agreed upon.
I'll be right back to talk about this more.
She's
Oh,
got to
shit.
collect her.
Does
nest.
anybody have a discount code for red for Christmas coming up?
Pete.
Yellow Tree.
Yeah, I got a
gave
couch
me
if
some
you
good
need it,
advice.
Red.
That
Making a
route.
little futon.
I just haven't.
Got a doghouse you can borrow.
Yeah.
No, Red's
But you're going to need that shit back, right, bro? Because you never know.
Yellow
Yeah,
Tree
you
is
better bring it
not a company who's trying to jump off, or not jump off, but get started, and might be looking for promoters or at least somebody to give a review on. So I might try to reach out to a couple places, but she almost wants a Dr. Dabber, or she wants a Puffco Proxy, or I mean we really,
How much is a Dr. Dabber? Can anybody tell me?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Damn it, where's Tara when I need her?
I think they're like three or four.
They're all about the same.
Yeah. I think it's the same range as the Puffco. Somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say the $300 price point seems to be the most common for non special something or another, like aftermarket
Is-
editions or anything
Is
like
this
that.
something you can buy from Alibaba and like just roll the dice on it, or is it not even worth doing?
That's a personal preference.
Okay.
Ricardo's
Okay.
a pretty popular, cheaper alternative, Red.
How much do you think that one is? 200?
Yeah, it's in the 200 range, like clay.
Okay.
clay
So why
I've
though?
used that one before and I like it.
I want something that's not gonna bunk out. So I want a quality item. I don't want something that's gonna.
He wants a
crap out.
titanium nail.
They all break, man. That's why you got to get them from a company that has a good warranty. It's an
Yeah.
electronic device. It's going to break.
But which
Yeah.
one's got the best warranty? Oh, I'm not concerned about it breaking in the future, but like you get it and it's a piece of shit. That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, then just you're gonna get what you pay for in that
Yeah,
case.
I
then.
agree with that.
If you're not really worried about warranties and stuff, you got to buy whatever you can afford, whatever's gonna be valuable to you. You know what I mean? Like this is daily driver right here, so this thing was worth it to me. You know what I mean?
You've
I
had that
also,
for a
the
year now,
quality?
right?
How's the
Isn't it a year
quality
old?
on it?
That one's probably a year old. I mean, I've gone through 3 of them, so I keep buying them. They're
What's the reason you're going through them? Is it just you want to upgrade, or is the atomizer bunk?
I destroyed the battery on my first one, so I had to replace it. And then the Puffco Peak Pro came out, and I wanted to buy it for my wife, so that's actually technically hers. But I use it a lot. But no, I mean, it's just the convenience.
Interesting. He bought that for his wife.
Hey, you're not wifey yet, all right? Maybe
I bought you a dab rig last year. I got you a dab rig.
It's either a ring or a
Okay,
Puffco
okay.
Peak, all right?
It was a starter.
And
You had to
this
start
pro
somewhere.
won't charge.
I don't know.
Yeah,
The
you weren't a pro dabber until like last week. So
That's what I'm
Peaks are kind
saying.
of old school. I think
Okay,
those-
yeah.
Last
Once you can
week?
go through a flight in an hour, I think then you can earn a Puffco Peak, right?
that's it.
Wow.
All right. I see how it is. That's fine. All I'm saying is, if he had to have a tolerance break for as long as I'm having a tolerance break right now, he would cry.
I want you to have.
Just like I
Oh,
did.
Well, let's make it
I
happen.
want you to have.
I did.
Oh man.
You know,
All
back
I'm
to-
I
I do want you to have something you can use, but I
He
want
would
us
be
to-
so
Love
sad.
this follow cam while you're walking around.
I'm sorry. My sister's not
Dog
feeling
style.
good, so I gotta make her some pasta.
She was talking.
You know
about-
what? Shout out to you, Becca. You're just doing it all. Like I'm watching kids, I'm doing live streaming, I'm making grilled cheese, and now I'm doing
Sorry,
pasta.
Yeah, she was eating
Probably
cookies,
feels
Don't
like
apologize.
a Blair Witch.
That's what I was
Yeah.
telling
Okay,
you.
listen,
but
honestly,
turn off our kitchen lights, I might feel a little more.
I don't know
like
how
that.
you're doing it.
this is probably the best birth control ever, though. It's just to have. that-
They're not my kids.
So, Debs.
It doesn't matter. Just take care of some kids. Oh, I have that same fucking cutting board, the state of Michigan. I love it.
You slam down the brakes. So it's like a
You know
squirrel
you're a
moment for you
Michiganer
there.
when.
Squirrel.
50,000
dad.
other
Yeah, big time boomer move there.
It's super cool, man. Does that one have all the cities labeled? My city is labeled on it. That's why I bought it.
But do you have the UP? It's a 2-piece.
No, I didn't buy that. I was too cheap to buy that.
Oh, yeah,
He's
cheap
got
bastard.
That's the
green
elite
Michigan
charcuterie set.
I
That's
picked
the
I
cheese
picked
board at the
Yeah,
Upper
it's only
Peninsula.
for cheeses and meats.
picked my home peninsula.
It's for after you slice it. Your home peninsula.
My whole peninsula.
Yeah,
That's
but-
it.
My home peninsula, bro.
I don't think you could say that.
Noah says that
South
the
Peninsula,
dad
man,
is
South
in his
Peninsula.
daily driver.
UP's gonna cancel you, Spartan.
That's okay. I love the UP. If they
All
want to hate
400
me,
of them.
I'll still I'll still love all 400 of them.
Oh,
Ooh, damn, doubling down on him.
You know, I
Oh,
just
yeah,
shout out to the UP. There's a grower he
Just
said
trying to
that he
get
was
behind him.
pretty much at
stand-up
the
bit.
point, pretty much at the point of the UP over there by
Oh, keeping
Thunder.
on.
And he showed off his grow just on the show before this on the Cheap Home Grow, cheap plug, growing my fellow growers. But after the first hour, we had the link where we could have people come on show their grow. And what was his name? Damn, I am too high. I apologize. I don't remember your name. But he had a fully automated. It was like a professional setup, like you would see at a big commercial grow with Dosatron situation and everything, all just mini sized. On with working with Floorflex and running off of his computer with a computer program. It was fucking awesome. So yeah, shout out to whoever that was from the Upper Peninsula. I can't remember his
Dream of you.
It was cool. It was
Oh.
cool. Check it out. Check it out on that episode and you'll see it.
It wasn't someone that happens to live stream their grow, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's not the same person then.
It was cool too because he had like a Canadian accent almost, and Jack picked up on it and asked him about it, and he goes, "Well, no, I'm not in Canada." He says, "But I could throw a stone and hit it."
Chat's telling you it's stairs.
Oh, okay. It was Stairs at Plants. Thank you. It was yeah, it was Stairs at Plants.
Come on,
Anything
pay
grows. Thank you.
attention to
Thank you.
that.
Anything grows. Thank God I got anything grows to be my mind. That works. That worked out great. It Stares at Plants. Or
It
no,
worked
it
out
was called
great.
Stairs. It was just called Stares at Plants. It starts out with stairs. It was Stares at Plants.
But like you're staring with your eyes, not like you're walking up the stairs.
I was
Those
thinking,
Yeah.
listening.
Yes, because that's his point. Is like he doesn't have to like
How would
water.
you noun at plants for Growly?
Sorry,
Noun
say again.
stairs. How would you noun stairs at plants?
Yeah, exactly.
Noun stairs, is that what you said?
Like the actual
Yeah.
stairs. How does that work in a sentence?
I was saying I was thinking, yeah, up the stairs. Take plants upstairs.
Stairs at plants. I mean, it's just one of
Stairs.
those words. It's like there, or there. English can be difficult. All right.
Stairs. Clay Pipe says that Puffco's under a class action lawsuit.
They are.
When are they not?
What is that for?
What's that for? Yeah.
Usually,
They said
they've
stud
had
unit.
some trouble in the past for warranty type stuff, claim stuff.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Dan was saying that his
Encouraging.
pro won't charge, and somebody else in the chat was saying.
Do you hear that, Becca? I saw
Yes.
your camera was off, so I want to make sure Red brought this up, that
I'm
there's
listening.
a big class action lawsuit against the company Puffco because apparently they're shitbags.
Red just doesn't want to buy one. He's going
So
to
we
try to
can't
look up all the
support
negative
that.
articles.
No,
Hey,
I
listen,
want to know.
if you're a company of that
I
size,
wanna know
you got to ship out that many units to have that many problems. Of course, you're not going to have this like little like glass blower out of wherever that's going to have like some class
trying to help
action
you, Red. I'm
lawsuit.
trying to help you, Red. I'm trying so hard.
I want to know.
I'm defending you, Becca.
Hey,
I'm on
hey,
team.
I
I'm on
said-
team Becca.
I
Which
said I
one?
would take a Dr. Dabber. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. So
I have
what I'm trying
no-
to figure out
I have no allegiance to any device.
is
All right, I'm off team Becca.
we're trying to be objective with our purchase here. I
I'm
don't
really
want
happy with my Dr. Dabber.
to go for the popular one. I want
Right. Tara, don't you have the Dr. Dabber?
She does.
Which one can I change the atomizer on?
This
Both
one.
of them.
Both of them, yeah.
It's atomizers in both of them. Okay, that's a plus.
They're very much equivalent devices. I think if you could easily argue that either one is better depending on what features you like more. I think
Okay.
so.
And which one did you mention before? A sequence that was lower priced?
The Carta, which is like the older version of the Puffco, was
Older
the
version of
Carta.
Puffco.
Oh, it's even cheaper.
Arta.
Can
Yeah.
you send it to me? Can you
One
send it to
thing-
me?
I really liked. Sorry, Spagoli. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say one thing to consider is the aftermarket availability, right? If you're rocking the Puffco, like there's a lot of people out there making glass attachments,
What
and
he
making
means
other.
Red, is buying more shit afterwards and it being more
Oh, they're
expensive.
so
That's what
expensive.
that's what we're talking about right now. Go ahead, Fagrelli.
No, that's all I got. You killed it.
Georgia Grow Guy, we have not sold any tomato seeds, so that is false
It
flattery.
was a joke. Or I said I'd take a proxy because I heard those Yeti really likes his.
I
Is that the one that looks like a pipe
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we
The
used
box
over at your
before-
house?
Cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't got to try one yet, but I think it's
those
pretty
are
cool.
cool.
They're
I looked
sweet.
at it at the store and like the whole, like the I don't know, it's like a giant insert like that controls the whole thing, and that's like the atomizer and the battery and all that or whatever.
And you can
And it
change
fits
it to
into
whatever.
a glass. And yeah, you could put that kind of on anything. Like now people are just creating totally like just its own piece that's created around that. So that's why I wanted to go with the aftermarket. Yeah. If you like spending money on that kind of stuff, like yeah, you can have some real fun. I have zero aftermarket experience other than like buying a 3D chamber when it wasn't like a standard, I guess. But no, I'm not.
What
I'm
is a
not an art
3D
collector.
chamber? What's that mean?
It's just a slightly larger chamber atomizer that goes on here, right? It's the thing that died on me like 2 weeks ago and I couldn't tab.
How much does that cost to replace?
$90 if you don't have a discount. Yeah.
Ooh,
Is that the atomizer or is that a different? Is that the chamber?
That
That
is
thing
the
right there.
atomizer / chamber. It's also it also has the carb cap on there, I guess you could call it.
It's not all one unit. You got it with the carb cap.
No, the carb cap's separate. I think maybe it comes with one. I don't know, but I think it just comes with this. No actual carb cap, but this comes with a carb cap.
Right.
And yeah, it's just a quarter turn, screw it right in there, kind of thing, and you're good to go. But it's similar to the proxy. Like that is your insert. This is your battery for the Puffco Peak Pro. This is your glass, right? And this is the atomizer. The what is it called? The pipe thing. That like this thing that I just pulled out is, I don't know, the size of maybe like a 4-ounce jar, and it fits right inside of the glass piece. And then they're just creating things around that.
It's a pretty
Okay,
cool little device.
I have to say one thing. You guys give me crap about not being able to finish the dab flight, and that's fine. I didn't do it.
nope. I did not give you crap for not finishing the
I
dab.
did.
Somebody
I
did.
talked you up as
Somebody
a hero.
did.
Who was it? Who was it?
I did.
Yeah.
I'll own up to it. I did.
All I'm saying is it was not a fair fight, and I'd be happy to do it again. But I'm also not the person who dabs all day. I, use it like Red
Nice.
does. Like, yeah, like Red does
Ooh,
for his
perfect
joints.
focus.
Similar.
And don't ever let anybody make you feel bad about your consumption, Becca. Anyway,
No.
I'm a lightweight
Here, here.
too.
I mean,
And
unless it's a
I
part of
am-
a challenge in which you requested,
I'm
and then
not
yeah,
that
you're
much of
you're
one.
gonna get some shit talking.
I don't think of you as a lightweight, Painted Lady.
Yeah. I mean, Tara knows I can't finish a joint and stuff.
We've seen you rip bongs though.
That's
That's like
okay.
way more.
Yeah, you and the
than-
bong
Oh,
are,
yeah.
are friends, man.
Yeah, she
So
threw
is
the
it a
ball
matter
all
of
day long, but
concentration and?
I just don't need a lot. I
But
just
your-
like
your
2 to
vaccination.
3 hits and I'm good for a bit. But I mean, during the show, I'll smoke a little bit more than I normally do. But during like a normal smoke session, I just, a couple. So anyway, don't ever let anybody make you feel bad for not finishing your flight or whatever it is.
Unless it's
'cause
part of a
we
competition.
know
and
that
then-
you can keep up with everyone, but that's a
Painted
lot.
Lady, do you ever do dabs, Painted Lady? Any concentrate
No.
shots? No.
I mean, we used
More for
to
sequence.
when we had more dabs, but man, we're like we're fucking weed poor and dab poor right now. Because we're just
you got a sizable garden out there though waiting for you.
that's what we're waiting for. Like we didn't do any indoor for it since I don't know the spring, and that harvest was just I don't know. I sold a lot of it, and then it was just mostly not at my best. So getting back to basics once we start up this fall.
How's that shepherd's pie looking?
It's looking like this.
So much weight, man.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get that one to harvest, but
It's like those mammoth sunflowers. They just, they're watching the sun, and then finally, like come like mid-September, they're just they're so heavy. It's like pounds.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so the triple X is looking really good. Both of those phenotypes, and the end game might get there, and Galactic is bringing up the rear, just like you were saying, Spartan, about yours. Not sure if you're going to get it there. I don't know, but I'll get Galactic there either. It was just about starting to put on the weight, like loving the middle of summer and enjoying it. And it was putting on weight, and now it's kind of like,
Hey, you know what? If nothing else, you're going to get Galactic Grape CBG out of it. Huh?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I like that.
yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm excited. We
Any,
you
like,
never know.
color-
We might have a warm fall into winter, so we'll see.
Are you getting any
probably-
like wild fall colors in your backyard? Because I can imagine like with different strains and stuff, just the way they like flush out. The way the leaves are changing right now is beautiful, but the cannabis plants are doing it too, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, they're just starting to. The flower themselves are just starting to turn a little purplish. So I
Nice.
imagine over the next few weeks they're going to start to fade out the leaves and everything, and it'll be really beautiful. A friend of mine took a clone of my White Wedding from Ethos, and she grew that outdoors, and she grows the same type of plants. They're huge on her deck, and I faded out to a really beautiful yellow and purple, and oh man, it's really, really beautiful. So I'm hoping to see the same thing over here. Hopefully we'll get it.
Speaking of purple, and I know this is totally like tangential, but I found out recently that peppers can turn purple because they get literally sunburned. I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a calcium deficiency or like they were just like ripening or something. No, they're getting sunburned.
I don't know if I knew that either.
I got you,
I don't
Becca.
know.
We'll keep them down.
No,
Good
I
luck.
haven't gotten to see him. Sad. Except today.
Get your own chat room.
She told me to lean left in the chat, and I'm like, that's not right. I thought she was trying to get me to like put my
The other
eye
way.
on him over here, right? I'm like, wait a minute, left? And so I started going left. I'm like, all right, I'll go left.
You guys are so cute.
Yeah, puppy love, man.
I didn't call it out. I really wanted to, and someone's not. I don't know. This is gonna be like a real challenge to find. I think 3 weeks ago, maybe now, there was one point at like an hour and 28 minutes into our stream where I think it was. It was Painted Lady and Skillbo. Skillbo was in the top right corner. Painted Lady and Sequence were in the middle, and I think Painted Lady put down a can of whatever she was drinking into the corner like this, and Skilbo picked up his can at the same time. And I was just like, I don't know, maybe it was really high, but I was
I'm
so
too
mind
high,
blown.
man.
I wanted to
That's
say something.
hilarious.
I didn't want to interrupt. And I was just like, oh, that happened.
Made you do a quick double take. That's great.
Yeah, man.
Someone find it and clip it.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see. Shout out to Stairs at Plants one more time from the UP. He is in chat now. Shout out to you, man. I talking about you a little bit earlier, saying I was in my home peninsula. I still had love for that.
Going back in on another helping of that fucking UP hatred, huh?
There's no hate. Everybody just saying hate. I just said I had love for them.
400 of them can't be wrong.
That's right. Not all 400. All 400.
Well, I've got another ethos drop coming. Apparently, I didn't even know.
Did you see a list of what the crosses might be?
I haven't. Have you?
I haven't seen one yet.
I didn't even know had one coming. I just got an email last week. So
When should it be coming? Like any day?
Before
yeah,
Thanksgiving?
probably this week at some point. Probably Monday or
wow,
Tuesday.
cool.
I guess. So I
Are
got
you
the email
still
last week.
Are you still shopping that around? Is that for sale still, or are you? Can you keep
I
it?
mean, yeah, if the price is right, but I haven't gotten any really good offers, and I just at this point, I don't know. We'll see. I might just end up
more. I mean,
keeping it. But
Can you hit me with those numbers? What's the digit on yours?
tier number 1, number 22.
Ooh,
Tier 1, level 1, number 22.
super duper OG.
Mine
Yeah.
was like 340, and I sold it for $3,000 or
There you
$4,000. I think it was 4.
And it's lifetime fucking seeds, basically. And it's how many seeds at a time? Like fucking
God, so many.
25
Get a
packs and
shit
shit.
on them.
Just start your own goddamn. Just start your own seed bank. Start selling fucking seeds with them. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, now that I'm out of the commercial game, that's eventually what I kind of want to do is have like a little nursery with cannabis plants. So maybe I'll use those and start my nursery with all of them.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Hey, big facilities could use that, when they could use a nice, strong nursery to go to, pull flower out of if for some reason something happens at their facility and they need to bring some genetics in quickly. That would be a perfect scenario right there to use you.
That's true. I mean, mostly I would be aiming towards like the home grower, like being able to just sell it to
Okay.
people that want to come and get like, roses and like a cannabis plant to grow indoors and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that as a special side project. But
A little something,
yeah.
something.
Never know.
Mm-hmm. What's SAML 78? I don't know what that
I
is.
know. I was looking at that too. Like, what does that mean?
In chat, I've never heard of that one.
So I had to get out of chat. I think I've got too much going on up here and that was messing up my connection. So I had to get out of chat and I can't have too much electronics going on because of
Well, cheers,
fucking
Tara.
being a mother. Cheers,
Be here
guys.
now, then. Fuck it, right?
That's right.
It was good
Hope
to see
everybody had a good
you.
weekend. It was good
Tara.
to see you too. It was good to dab with you too.
Oasis album.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I always do this to Scobo because he'll quote songs and albums.
Some weird albums and shit, and he always
Oh.
catches them.
Oasis album. That's way left field. Be Here Now.
Swords, baby.
Actually, that's Ram Dass's Be Here Now. Oasis just probably took that one. Shout out to Ram Dass.
Shout out, just random shouts out to Ramdas. Tara, what are you guys doing at work tomorrow? What are you working on? What do you want to talk about? What's the big news that you've been
Oh, let's
working
see.
on
It's
lately?
Monday. It's Monday. We are, let's see. It's Monday. We're cleaning. We are getting ready to reset a new room, or we're in the process of resetting a new room, putting plants in on Tuesday. I'm doing a lot of cleaning and veg. I got to, previous week, got to learn how to tissue culture. So that was super exciting. That was so informative. The person, Rachel, that I guess, I don't know if you want, I don't want to call it like a class, but because she like came to us and did the presentation-ish, if you want to call it. But it was 3 days of training. And I was there for one whole day of it, and I learned so much in just that short amount of time. So that was super cool. I'm hoping to be able to connect with her, to have her on here for you guys, because she has got so much information to give. And I learned, about hop laden, a lot of stuff I didn't know about hop laden, and different practices that you can do to keep things cleaner, or but yeah, that was super cool to learn tissue culturing. So I was really excited about that when I got to do some of my skills from the hospital, and then my canning skills, because we used a pressure cooker as an autoclave to sterilize our stuff. So that was cool. So yeah, it was. I had a great day that day.
So when you say you learned a lot about HLV, you're talking about the virus itself and how using this process is a way to clean things up?
Correct. Yeah, it's definitely a way to correct, many, not just that virus, other viruses, other problems. Mostly it's, are scoped around, you're wanting to optimize the best plant possible. So take it back and bring it down to square one, and we'll keep going. Our next step is to,
I was going to say that's the newest growth. The apical meristem is what they're trying to do, is get the very, very tip of the plant, right?
Yes. Now, the other day we didn't do the meristem. We just did the basic clippings. She didn't bring her really, really powerful scope to do the meristem. We will be going down there to learn that in her lab. So that process just didn't get done. But we got a lot of specimens started. We were able to tissue culture all the ones that we were wanting to keep. We're down to like 4 moms right now, which probably by tomorrow I'm expecting we'll probably do something with them and they'll be out of there. So
I have a question on that. So you say that you've got these things backed up as tissue culture now. Does that mean that you guys just keep them in a refrigerator and then you can do something with them later on?
Eventually, we've got to go through a process. So this is a couple weeks that they'll be in the stage that they're in, and then they'll get subcultured. And then it'll be another couple week process after that before we can, I believe, see roots and that. I know she'll be coming back to do the next steps with us. So it should be total, from what I heard and from what I've been reading and the research I've done, a couple months is where we should start seeing some actual roots to be able to do something with. So we'll see. I'm learning.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool.
Like, you guys thought when you first started growing that fucking cloning was cool, right? Like, wow, you can clone these plants. This is like something even cooler than that.
Yeah, this is even, I mean, I would never have thought to use the measures that, I would have never thought to go through this process. I mean, this is like hospital stuff. I mean, she like works with cells and stuff at the hospital. And so to use
it's an amazing tool.
And then
just amazing tool.
So it's crazy.
That's a good point too.
Did you say, Spartan?
So that's just amazing tool and knowledge to have to get around plant count if you want to store genetics instead of having or anything. You just
and if it's like something you don't really want to you want to kind of like give it a rest for a little while or something. You don't really need it in production right now, or it's something you're just kind of wanting. You don't want to run it right now or something. You just want to hang on to it. This is definitely a good way to do something. So, but yes, eventually they will be stored in a refrigerator, which will be, it's got to be a certain fridge and certain temps, but there's definitely certain measures of things that we're having to do. I'm sorry.
Do you know what those temps are? I really I'm gonna have to go back and watch this because I'm apologetic for even having to jump in at this point because this is a very, very intriguing topic to me. Okay, I need to learn a lot more about this.
I'm hoping to have her back here soon. I talked to her about coming on the show, so she will be able to answer a lot more questions for you than I can. I can't do anything for you. I can tell you what I did.
I'm jealous, man.
But I don't. Oh, it was really, really cool. I'll send you her link on her Instagram, and then you can check her out yourself.
I think I did follow her
But
after you mentioned her to us. And it's
yeah,
just,
I want to. No, I had to turn my in. I want to say it's Deep Roots, but I could be wrong there. I think it's. I can't look right now because I had to turn it off, but I think it's Deep Roots. So yeah, super cool. Shout out Rachel. We're so
Deep
smart.
Roots TTC. Let me share it real quick here, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
thank you. No, I don't mind. Thank you. I can't obviously function all this crap at once.
It says tissue culture, genetic banking, HLVD testing, remediation, gender, bacterial, fungal testing, etc.
Scroll down.
And that's Freedom Green right there in the first picture there. So
I'd recognize that.
that was super cool. Yep. And a lot of the things, we
There it
already
is right
had
there.
it in place. We didn't have to, we already had the hood and all the other things. We had to, get the pressure cooker / autoclave
Oh, look
and a
at that.
couple other things to get us started.
That's cool.
That's fucking sweet.
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
So it looks like she popped out of a petri dish or something. The way that was shaped, that was fucking cool, like a gel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I got to learn how to make all that. So I went through the whole process with her, and then get to pour it in. We had to, wait for it to cool, and then to actually let it set up, and then to actually place everything in things. That was really, really neat.
Do you
But
know how
man,
long it takes?
Just an agar.
For what? The agar, yeah. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say we did a 17-minute oil bath on it, and then we had to let it cool down, which we were kind of just doing a test run to initially just do it, so we weren't being too precise because we needed one more step to mix it or something. So it wasn't exactly the exact, but
didn't get all the
17 minutes.
secrets.
Well, yes and no. I don't really know all of them. I do, but
I'm saying maybe they didn't share all the secrets.
No, she did. She just, without having that water bath thing, we needed this warm water bath thing to be able to do what she needed. So we didn't have that yet. So there was just kind of a couple points that were, I don't want to say flubbed or anything, but just not precise. But you've got to be really precise on your handling of everything. I mean, I learned a lot on how to stand in a hood the correct way and where to place your items. And you can't stand, right in back of something. You have to stand kind of to the side of it a little bit because there's eddies. And it was super cool and interesting. And you got to hold your hands a certain way when you're trying to place them into the little tubs and that. And it was, I was sweating and shaking, and it was very oh my gosh, I'm going to fuck this up. So
Was it like playing Operation?
And if you drop it on the hood, you can't use it. So I probably dropped 3 specimens that we couldn't use. So then I was like, I'm going to kick your fucking ass, Tara. I just kept saying that. She's like, you're fine. I was like, no, I'm going to kick my fucking ass.
How sterile are we talking of an environment?
Very.
Yeah.
I mean, very sterile. I mean, you got to have a hood, and
these lab grades you can get pretty much 99.99% kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to be really. I mean, you're using bleach bath. A 10% bleach bath. Your everything, gloves, mask. The hood has to be on and running. Like I said, you have to stand a certain way because if you don't, you're not doing the optimal. Letting the flow go around. I don't know. I'm not probably saying the right thing. So
airflow, just like our gardens, probably. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, it's probably better if she comes and tells you all the good stuff.
I'll start giving you guys all sorts of bad.
Yeah,
I don't mess anybody up.
The idea of the flow hood is just it's a really nice filter that they're pushing air through. So you have
kind of like a big HEPA filter. If you think of it that way.
So even if something from the outside was to come in to try to invade, it's going to get blown away by the air, and you're surrounded by this good air.
And then there's different kinds. You can have forward blowing ones on you, and then you can have ones that are up above that blow down on you. So there's different versions of that kind of thingy.
So do they have an exhaust for the room, or is this just an in-room filter that's blowing clean air on top of that area. It's not taking it from
Yeah,
anywhere
it's
else.
it's like a huge big HEPA filter.
Yeah, so it's just constantly cleaning the room. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, sounds like a fun experiment, and I think it's it needs to be supported more, or pushed further, I think, than it currently is, just because I think there are certain strain. I mean, we have just a ridiculous amount of strains and hybrids and everything you can think of nowadays, but there are going to be certain things that maybe certain communities want to hold on to, and I just certainly hope that we can, for decades and decades, be able to propagate these plants that we otherwise wouldn't have the technology to do, in the future. So, or now, I guess.
She's had some
Well, I
really
think
good results with the process, so we'll see.
I think it's awesome you learned all that, Tara. I think that's obviously.
Yeah, I was really lucky. I was like, I really wanted to be in on that. So I was just like, whatever you need. I told my boss, I was like, I'm here. I'm for it. Whatever. I mean, I told my new director, I was like, whatever you need. I'm 6 minutes. I'll be here for you. Just say the word. I'm here. So yeah, it was a long day for me, but it was well worth it. I learned so much. So
Yeah,
that was
really
super
neat.
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's always worth taking advantage of the educational opportunities that, especially your employers might be willing to pay for you. You know what I mean? Like, take advantage of those clinics and stuff.
I know. I was so thankful that, I mean, I was even like ready to make a deal because it was like overtime for me. I was like willing to say, okay, well, I'll trade another day just so it's not overtime or something.
Right. I just want to be here.
I just wanted to be there. So I was willing to do anything for it. So it meant a lot to me to be able to do it.
Hey, Skillbo, I saw you holding up a beautiful looking glass jar of some Red Setter Farms, and I want to ask Red and Becca, not how you pronounce it, but how many times it has been pronounced wrong
differently
to your guys' faces.
Wait, what's that?
What's pronounced wrong?
I believe it's purple glee.
Grape.
Oh, grape jelly.
Grape glee.
Gilly, jelly,
I'll let off.
gelée.
I'll let Becca talk first, but
It's jelly.
I let off the incorrect pronunciation of that for the first 2 years, possibly year and a half. I think that I grew that. I was like, that's grape glee. Gilly. It's a glee.
I didn't even know that. I just hear people coming up to your booth trying to figure it out.
But it's a glee.
Hey, you know what I'm going to do, Red? I'm doing the triple hat trick Red and Becca bowl here. So what I have is I have a little bit of Rainbow Driver flour in the bottom. I have this grape jelly, but I also have a tiny bit of strawberries and cream. So I'm going to mix them all together and get down that way. Hopefully everybody has all their things together, their torches ready, their bowls packed. Let's ring in
That's
this
mean.
hash time coming up soon.
I'm sad.
Did you say that's mean?
Yeah, I'm sad.
Becca's not smoking. She's
I don't have anything.
hit your vape pen.
It's almost gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sequence and I are supposed to be doing sober October, and I forgot.
Oh, oopsie.
Only day 2.
Now, is there a reason for that?
She came home with weed and beer and champagne today.
Well, so-
Where's that orange juice at, though?
Day
It was my
2.
most-
So you said sober October. I got into October, made it one day.
Cheers, guys.
Oops. I forgot about it. Guess maybe next year.
Try again.
There's always next year.
Yep, didn't make it.
We did a whole month of soberness when he was getting his
Hash
new
time.
job. So.
That's true.
Yeah, you guys did it early this year. Let's be real.
That's more than anyone else on this panel. I can be sure of that.
100%.
Even though I'm having a tolerance break, I still got my little pen.
It's tough.
Just
I
a
love the
little
sound
bit.
of Painted Ladies bong. Rippy long stockings, what
That's
I call
what
that
I'm
thing.
saying. It's like, we
Rippy
know
long
that she can rip
stocking,
a
I love
bong.
it. I love this little bong.
I was dropping them off, and I was like, "Hey, I got a one hitter. You can hit it." And she was like walking out to the truck to go do it, and there's like neighbors everywhere walking their kids, and she's like, "I can't." Like turn around so mad. I was like, "Oh, bummer, dude. I get it." She's all her parents' neighbor, all her dad's neighbors are all over the place.
They're all friends and they all
watch the
talk
kids,
every day.
Snitches.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm over there. I'm a stranger over there in the neighborhood. They're all fucking out there wondering who we are,
I went to a wedding last night, a good friend of mine, and it was one of the first weddings where I saw a live cannabis plant as decoration, and it was pretty
Really?
fucking cool because they had just glass jars full of pre-rolls for everybody to smoke. So it was a cannabis friendly event space, and there's a live
Did anybody
plant.
partake
so
that
cool.
was not a normal one to
Oh, I
partake
don't know,
there? I
probably,
wonder.
but you know what I mean. Like
Let's see what Aunt Wendy's like when we get her fucking stoned instead of ripped, guys.
Oh yeah, some of those videos showing how they were dancing. I don't know, maybe they did get down with it, but maybe I just didn't know they were already down with it.
Were they playing some Wiz Khalifa?
Actually, it was a lot of like 70s music. It was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Or Earth, Wind, and Fire then? Okay.
A little bit harder to dance to, but we had our good times.
Y'all looked cute, so that's all that matters. Cheers
He
to your
cleans up
wife.
nice,
She's
doesn't
the
he?
best.
It's always weird to see him without sunglasses, though. It's
So
like
weird. It's like his Superman disguise.
absolutely.
Just
It's
gotta
like you
rip
put
this
on the
off real quick.
glasses for growing.
It's a me.
It's a me.
So you have to have that upward lilt to the end of it. It's the Mario.
Oh yeah.
I think that's copyrighted.
Otherwise, it's not genuine.
Copyright. Don't bite his gimmick, right?
That's trademarked. You don't want to infringe on
Serious
that.
IP. Definitely don't want to infringe on it.
So I did a thing today, guys. I'm gonna share a thing I put up on my Instagram real quick. Are you guys? I can never see if I'm sharing it. Am I sharing the screen right now?
Not yet.
No.
It says stop sharing is my only option. Oh, it's
That
just
means you are
I didn't
sharing.
know that you were trying to share it because it doesn't ever say that. So
yeah. This thing is strange. Okay, so this is so I took down the Vortex males. I actually stopped watering them and the flower tent. I stopped watering
Holy
like
shit.
weeks ago.
For
weeks
real.
ago. So I was just cutting down fucking branches and then shaking them over top of this with the dust mask on, and it was still killing me, like fucking killing me.
Hit play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
the build up, the suspense.
But no, you won't see too much clouds here. I went outside with it, so I couldn't really breathe very well.
So many thousands of fucking seeds, bro.
So those aren't seeds. That's the male flowers. I didn't.
Pollen sacs.
I didn't
Just
take
pollen itself.
Yeah, dude. Pollen
Holy
sacs.
shit.
And I was like,
You see all that dust? That's not trichomes in
Oh
that
my
trim bin.
God.
No, I lined that
So-
with a fresh thing of tinfoil underneath too, so I'd have a fresh surface.
That's super smart.
And then I just used my old trim bin that I cleaned out real good. And then I was like, fuck it, when I harvest these males out to get them out, I'm going to catch any of this pollen. I'm sure some of it's viable still. And watch just when I pull this fucking. I was like, oh shit, I got to get them out.
there you go.
Hell yeah.
So it's like 2 sheets of like
Dude, that's
tinfoil
like
there. So,
20,000 seeds right there.
so then I was like, okay, I got to scrape the shit off of the other one so I don't lose much. And then I just folded them up and dumped them, turn them sideways and just dumped them into like a little mason jar that I filled with. I just used rice. I know a lot of things online said flour, but I'm like, fuck that. I, for some reason, rice was calling to me. So, so that's what I did. So I put rice in the bottom and then just put it in there and sealed it and threw it in the freezer.
Keeps it dry. Yeah.
Did you try to
I've seen
dab
rice
it?
used-
No, I didn't try to dab it. Why the fuck would I do that?
Well,
The
I don't know.
sequence-
I'm not one to like just stick my
pollen,
hands all up in.
Man,
Yeah.
dude, I was just trying to get my nose to work, and the pollen was already destroying. There's no way I tried to dab that.
Sequence, what'd you say?
Please don't do that.
I was just saying, I've seen rice used before as something to keep it dry.
Yeah,
You
me
might
too.
I would add a good bit more rice to it, really.
Okay, I'll do that.
It won't affect it at all. You can leave the rice on it when you try to apply it and everything. It's not going to do anything to anything.
Would those like silica gel packets that you get in like some clothing and stuff, or like packages from wherever, like would those work for that, or would that kind of like be harmful? Because I know you're not supposed to swallow them. They say.
Yeah, I'll be concerned of maybe an off-gassing thing. I don't know, but I'm sure you can find it with a Google or something. But that
no, I mean I've bought like a giant bag of them before just to use it, around here, but I've never put them with like anything that was bioavailable, if you will. It's always just been like storage things, not like trying to grow plants or anything with them. So I don't know. I just a side thought. I definitely rice works, obviously. I mean, we always hear about that with your phones, right? When you get
right,
yeah, that's what I was. Like you were saying, Spartan, you can cut it your pollen with flour because you don't need it to be 100% concentrated to work. So you can add flour to it and it goes further.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
My big
almost-
concern was it's so late in the game. With those guys, you know what I mean? It wasn't like prime pollen, but as soon as I touched the first branch and cut it and I saw clouds of pollen, I'm like, no, I'm going to try to catch this shit.
I'm sure it's
So,
viable.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to screw around with. I know Indica B wanted some pollen. I gave him some. I just cut a branch off, threw it in a fucking bag, and handed him the whole thing, and he got like a tiny bit out of there. But I told him I'd get him some of the. I'm going to get him some of this, and I have a clone of the male, so.
It's a cool thing because you can just take a little paintbrush and you just brush it on one branch of a plant and just get seeds on one branch and then harvest the rest for flower.
How many did you get off of that one time sequence that you did that?
Probably about 100 seeds, which is plenty for like an at-home breeding thing.
Yeah.
What's I mean, how long is this pollen viable for? I mean, other than like the keeping it
And how do I
dry,
store it?
probably
Do I keep it
cool.
frozen?
Yeah, how do you store it?
I kept mine in the freezer with rice in it like that for a year before I used it.
Now, okay, quick question. I imagine, like all things cannabis, oxidation is bad, right? So do you want to get it packed in there? Do you want to like fill it up with rice after it's in a jar? Is oxidation even a thing for pollen? I don't know.
Can you vacuum seal the
think
jar?
I think the biggest thing is moisture. So
Yeah.
being in the cold and that brings that, humidity way the fuck down. And then having something that's very absorbent to moisture, like rice, like flour, is, another like safeguard. I think it's more a moisture thing over than anything else.
Do you
Are you
think
getting
vacuum sealing would
00
help the
flour?
jar?
Say what?
I said, do you think vacuum sealing the jar, like if you had a small,
Well, yeah, you could. I don't
mason
have that,
jar, if you, okay,
but
Mine were just in like double Ziploc bags, so like the little tiny Ziplocs.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want. I know
20
how
bags back in the day.
I know how like trikes stick to plastic, and I thought that would happen with the pollen. So it's like, fuck that. I'm gonna put it in a glass jar.
It's,
And
I
as
mean,
much as you got there, it doesn't matter how much sticks to the walls. You're still getting a fuck ton out.
Yeah,
of there.
that's true. Yeah, there was enough there that who really fucking cares at that point, right? You're right. I do like Sequence's idea though. I do now feel like I need to put more. I agree with him. Put more rice in there for sure. I'll do that. I'll pull that out of the freezer after the show and put more rice in there.
I just like the idea of cutting pollen. I've never even heard of that or thought about that. I mean, it
No.
totally makes sense, but like, it's just like, oh,
Because
that's
every grain of pollen, which is a tiny, tiny amount, you can't even see it.
it's one
is
seed.
So you can cut it quite a bit and it still works very, very
Yeah.
effectively.
I made a joke earlier about 00 flour, but like, does the size of the particle of flour matter? Do you want to make them maybe bigger to spread them
Well,
out further? You know what I mean?
There
I
was
have
a
something
specific
else.
type of flour I heard, but I don't remember what it was.
Sequence, you said as a home grower, you'll need 100 seeds. So sometimes it might be wise to really cut the fuck out of your pollen that you have so that you don't focus so much of the plant's energy on creating like 500 seeds. You want it to just make like 100 really good ones.
Right.
So thinning down the pollen could also help in that endeavor.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Is there something you could mix with it in replacement of flour to maybe aid in its like gestation, if you will? You know what I mean? Like something that would help the plant, but also is in that like granular form.
Yeah, mix less of it so there's more pollen.
Shooting powder.
This guy.
Shooting powder there.
Kingfisher is saying rice flour. in
Rice
chat.
flour is what I've heard before, I think.
As dry as you can get it.
I guess that makes sense, right?
Hmm.
I just don't like the idea of adding flour and then trying to paint that onto my plant.
We're trying to make biscuits, right?
Old shit. Yeah, man. I like the rice. Like it kind of, that doesn't really stick to the paintbrush. So you're really just going to pick up the pollen when you dip that paintbrush in there, and then you just.
Well, that's why I'm asking about something that's like beneficial to the plant. That's not just like a baking ingredient or something. You know what I mean? But like, I guess, yeah.
What happens in nature,
Rice
man?
hulls.
It flies in
Rice
the fucking
hulls.
sky with no additions. It doesn't get any helping hands. It just floats in the sky and comes to the bud, man.
If you use rice hulls, you get the benefit of
Bud.
silica, and if anything that falls is going to serve as your mulch layer anyway. How's that sound?
Yeah, but hold on, but pollen also doesn't get jarred up with rice. You know what I mean? If you're talking about nature,
What I'm saying is that in nature, it travels from the male plant to the female bud, and what I'm doing is just grabbing it and taking it to the female bud later.
Sure, but like that's kind of like growing
playing the
indoors.
game, bro.
This is like playing what?
I don't know how you can. I don't know by what action would facilitate the pollen into the bud any quicker. I don't know of anything that would do that.
I got nothing. It's probably a really small needle.
Wind.
1 micron needle.
I'd be more concerned about bacteria or something else getting off of the rice or other contamination from the rice, or
Well,
even the flour.
You could always just boil it in some water. You try it out. No, because then it's going to suck all the water.
Yeah, I was gonna say then you have to dehydrate it, I guess. I mean, we could make this work, but
Yeah.
But you're going to have that problem.
You can turn it into some labs while you're at it, man. Take that boiled water and make labs, and then turn around and re-dry the shit, spread it out on your dehydrator, and we're back in business. We just made some labs along the way.
I think the bacteria thing is going to be a constant across any organic substance. So flour, rice, that's going to be a constant.
Silica packs might
you could bake your flour first, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that kind of kill most of the microbial life? Or rice, I guess? Or are we talking about rice or flour? I don't even know at this point. But
whatever, it doesn't matter. You could,
yeah, whatever you're adding to it, I guess.
if we're using it for a desiccant and not as a thinning agent, I suppose. Or flour. I mean, I'd hate to say, is there a non-organic or non?
People do it, so it obviously works.
Right. They're doing
Yeah, I
it.
feel like we might
but-
be splitting hairs.
But I bet sometimes that could happen. Sure. If you got dirty rice.
I feel like that's probably more just an
rice.
environmental
Right.
issue in the first place. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Bag
you're gonna
of
get powdery mildew because your environment sucks. It's not because there's powdery mildew in your environment, you know.
You got a box of Benz that's been open, just like the perforated box, it's just been open for like well, in my case, probably 6 years or something.
Botulism was abounding. Yeah, it's a fucking wild kingdom in there, bro. You know what? These conversations that we have post hash time are always the fucking most outlandish.
It's only been 13 minutes since hash time. It feels like it's been
working.
50.
It's working.
Slouching. Time to sit straight.
I'm still coming across food that he's had at his house since like 2017. I'll tell you that. There's some old
I don't
food I
doubt
keep finding.
Me?
Keep finding old food.
Suspicious cans. Why is there
Or
rust
like
on this
things
can?
in the fridge. I'm like, have I not gone through this fridge before? What the hell?
I've gone through the fridge many times. Yeah, there's just random stuff out of nowhere. we have a box of what is it? Dehydrated potatoes. Do we still have those?
Yeah.
Do we? Oh man, that's about to be dinner tonight.
I know how you feel, Becca. I just discovered a whole lot of crazy shit in nut cheese, like damn refrigerator too this weekend.
Well, I'm like, I'll ask him, did you buy this? And he says no. And I'm like, all right, then it's been in your house for too long.
Dude, I have like subtle prepper stuff. So like dehydrated potatoes, tuna fish, like just random, I got to get through a few days of the
high levels of mercury. Yeah,
No, this stuff is 30 years old, Skilbo. This is way back before mercury.
This is pre-mercury tuna. Okay, so this is dolphin tuna instead of high mercury tuna. I got you. It's the flipper shit.
I used to play with the vial of mercury. I wasn't.
That explains so much. That's that whole
So
Mad
much.
as a Hatter thing is because of the vapors coming off of the shit that they were working with to try to felt the hats. That's where the Mad
There was allegedly there was
clandestinely.
a little thing about this big of weighted mercury, liquid mercury, and it was used for all kinds of stuff, but the purpose of it being in the vicinity where I was used for stabilizing your bow for archery. So you put mercury in the ball at the front, those stabilizer bars, and you would add mercury to it to give it some extra weight.
Please tell me it was a recurve, bro.
No, not for for maybe
compound?
recurve. Maybe, I don't know. It could have been for recurve. I have no idea.
Okay. But you just had the sight, not the leveler, not the actual bow.
No. I just knew that it went in the leveler. I just knew
Okay.
all I had.
Sorry, Painted.
I
We're
just
talking bow
ran
hunting
across
again.
the vial of fucking mercury.
Well, speaking of mercury, this week in archaeology, they have discovered that there's like a whole bunch of mercury pollution all around the temples and sites. That they had way too much mercury. There's like liquid mercury underneath this fucking temple. Kind of weird, man.
Wow. Where is it? Is it in natural state under there, or is it like had been?
I haven't seen any pictures to know anything. I just seen an article on it.
Oh, I'd be interested. The Mad Hatter syndrome causing some of those sacrifices they were doing.
Whoa.
Skilbo's just reading stuff off of Facebook and just spouting it out.
It was Reddit, man.
Headlines
It was Reddit.
only, dude.
Reddit.
Headlines only.
Oh my
I mean,
How
I just
about
go read
move
the
along?
comments and try to figure out, piece the story together from there, and come up with
The only
best
thing I just
walk
Skilbo
away.
to help you a little bit. The only story or the only thing I've heard
Aliens.
similar to that is in China. What I can't remember the name of the temple, but it's a pretty famous forbidden underground temple that they found, and they started evacuating, but they've got it closed off. The government's got it closed off, but the legend or something came in that there was a moat built down around it, and that was filled with mercury.
It's
And
crazy.
that's why it had never been penetrated, because I mean you would fucking live very long after
It's
going
a
across
wrap.
that. Yeah.
Is it a temple or the palace?
Yeah, it was like similar to the one where it had all the clay, or I don't know what they were made out of, soldiers.
It was clay. Yeah, it was the
Clay.
secret tomb of China's first emperor, I believe. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but like 210 BC. I just looked it up. Yeah, it's the one with all the clay statues, like the warriors with the metal, like armor and stuff. We've
Did you know that those were
all seen
painted
ones.
originally, but then when they got
I've
exposed
also
to
been
oxygen,
there
all
as
the
well.
paint came off them?
Really?
Been in that building as well. So they closed that building down because of some reason. I've been in there as well.
That was discovered in 1974, and so far they've uncovered 2,000 of those clay soldiers, but experts estimate there are more than 8,000 in total. That's wild.
Yeah, and they're like individual. There's not like a repetitive, like 5 kinds of soldiers or something. They all have like weird different faces and shit.
I think I was looking up something about Mercury, though, right?
Yeah, what was the deal with you
Freddie
said that-
Mercury.
Okay.
It was
Okay,
because-
rivers of mercury. His tomb is thought to be encircled with rivers of liquid mercury, which ancient Chinese believed could bestow immortality. It's probably okay. It's kind of ironic. Rami said this is probably how he died, by ingesting mercury. He was taking all these mercury pills because he wanted to live forever, and it killed him by the age of 39. Red Setter, don't play with mercury.
Well, hey man, I know better than break my thermometers nowadays.
Nowadays, it's a lifelong
Just
chemical,
now.
bro.
Just now.
How about eating paint?
The purple sage in chat said this terracotta. The soldiers were made out of
That's what
terracotta.
I said. The terracotta soldiers.
It said clay in the article I just read, but
Terracotta
who knows?
warriors.
I think that's a type of clay.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
is it
look at you,
terracotta
big
clay?
brain.
Terracotta Fund.
Hey, put her back at the top. Switch her with me. She's a big brain time.
So wait a minute. They closed that building. So now there's my other
Red is
exposure to
still
mercury.
stuck there.
Is that my
Not
other?
that they closed it, they're still excavating, but yeah, it's not open to anybody to go down. It's closed off. Only they're I don't know if it's the government who's in control, but there's an excavation still ongoing. It's been going on for fucking ever. Does it say on there?
1974 is when they discovered it.
1974. Like it takes this long to dig shit up. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I
And
thought-
well, they've only discovered 2,000 of them out of the
I thought you said they
potential 8.
closed it down to the public. I thought you were talking about the Terracotta Soldier place. Is that the same place?
I think it's the same thing. I think we're all
Haven't
talking
you
about the
seen
same thing.
National Treasure,
I
man?
think it is.
Well, my curiosity comes because I've been to the place where the Terracotta Soldiers are. It's in a giant. It's covered. You know, they have it's inside of a big building. You know, and then the floors opened up and there's pits everywhere and there's Terracotta Soldiers. You know, all dug up and cleaned up, and they don't pull them out. They leave them in the ground. That's where I'm curious if that is what's closed because of this contamination. Because again, there's my second exposure to mercury. If that's the case.
Oh no.
I think so.
Yes, Red. Yes.
I actually got a chance to be in Tiananmen Square. I got a chance to sit in or walk through rather. I mean, just a busy intersection. Walk through.
Did you get your picture taken in 1989 there?
No, I was 4 years old. When I went to Beijing, I was 13 years old. So that would have been like almost 25 years ago. So well under communist government, well under strict. I think that yeah, they were
Geopolitics with Red Setter Farm.
yeah, it was super cool, man. We've seen the Summer Palace.
Big turn here.
Summer Palace is very cool. The Lama temples, man, talk about a very interesting site, right? Because every temple that you go into, there's a different number of Buddhas, and the Buddhas get bigger. And then as you get to I think there's 7 temples.
Is there a final boss Buddha at the end?
Dude,
You
yeah,
gotta
and
leave?
he's
100%.
50 feet tall. He's 50 or 60 feet tall. It's this massive.
Get your
Buddha.
quarters ready.
There's just thousands of Buddhas everywhere, dude. It's so fucking cool. Candles, incense, opium, all kinds of shit burning in there. It's so fucking
Just
cool.
random opium just burning. We could just stand
So
around.
cool, dude. Yeah, that was probably one of the coolest things. The Summer Palace was super fucking cool. The Forbidden City was really interesting too, honestly, man. The Forbidden City, very similar. You walk through different sections of buildings, just like massive stair, all marble stairs. This whole fucking city is made of marble, dude. It's so fucking miraculous.
Red, I think talking about it's forbidden, bro.
Yeah, man. There's a moratorium on it now.
Are we gonna get
It's a
pulled from
forbidden
YouTube?
topic. We
Gosh darn
might.
it.
You never know.
We just got confirmation from Mama Red that it is forbidden to talk about it.
Did she hit him with the shut the fuck up?
We're gonna get whacked,
I'm gonna get waxed.
man.
I love
That
getting
sounds
waxed.
cool. How old were you? 13?
Yeah.
I don't remember much.
Don't get him
when I was
started
13.
again.
No,
I
I was just.
remember a lot of my 13.
All I wanted to say is I have bad memory. Can't remember. I went on vacations then. I don't remember all the details.
Side effect of the medication.
Did you see the
No,
terracotta?
I'm just.
underneath
That's
that?
my memory. No, I've never been there.
What's
I've
the
been to
furthest everyone
Ireland.
has been away from home? It sounds like Red Setter was probably
That's the furthest I've been.
Red's got me beat. Yeah.
Yeah, the furthest, but that's I think the complete. I think that's a complete 180 from where we are. I think that's almost directly through.
Yeah.
It's like right
pretty
to
close.
Beijing. I think it's almost even the same latitude as where we are.
So if you pulled a Mighty Mouse and flew through the middle of the planet, you would like intersect with it.
Yeah, but you know the way that we flew
But you
there,
would at any point.
we went over the North Pole to get there. I thought we were gonna like go over Alaska and shit
That's
like
fucking
that.
crazy.
Yeah, we flew over the North Pole and flew over Antarctica and shit like that. It was super gnarly.
from Detroit.
Astro
That's
Charlie.
6,631
Hell yeah,
miles.
Charlie.
Yeah, Astro Charlie's been all over the fucking place.
He always makes
Got
these
us all.
allusions to these cool places he's been, and I have to get the fucking story from him on him because I'm like,
Watch
This
his
fucking
Eagle.
dude
Watch
is
his
like-
Eagle episode
I
Yeah,
got you, man.
oh,
because he talks about it all. It was really cool.
Hey, what?
Yeah,
far
that's
back
what I
did you go?
learned so much that I had not realized about him, and he's got super cool stories. I love listening to him. Astro Charlie, he's got a lot to say.
Yeah, he's
Well,
been
Yeah,
wild.
he's
why don't you go to
good.
Australia, Charlie? What the hell?
Yeah, man.
Astro was on the Wake and Bake, so maybe on the next Wake and Bake, Astro Charlie will have to tell his.
Yeah.
Nice plug,
feature.
Red.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I want to hear about it because I love
We'll be
to
tuning
travel.
Mexico's
Uh,
the furthest I've been.
When are we going to do the next Wake and Bake, guys? This Saturday coming up or the next one?
The next one, probably.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I like that answer.
Spartan, what about you? How far away from home have you been?
It's a weird question because I haven't been. Well, I have been I've been to Canada, but I lived in Texas too. But that was home when I lived there, so I wasn't far from home. I was still.
Fair enough.
So I don't know how to answer that
You're
question.
so pragmatic, Spartan. I just can't get
No,
you.
it's something. What's the
So I don't
farthest
know how to
you
answer
go?
that.
Well, what do you mean?
So
Can
yeah,
we define home first, please?
yeah, I've lived in San Antonio and then Texas and
Home is where he
All of-
trims his beard.
in several places in Michigan. And I visited, I think it was Toronto. I visited Toronto. So
Did you go to SeaWorld or see the expos?
went to see Macbeth, to play Macbeth.
It's a long way to go for a shitty time, but
It was fucking excellent, man. I really enjoyed it. I like Shakespeare, man. So no, I really did enjoy that. But that was I think I was in high school then. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I did.
you know how we
But-
always do the generational talks here? I was looking at some shit and I realized that Spartan actually is a Gen Xer.
Whatever
Actually
that
are.
He is.
Yes.
He is.
because the cutoff point for Generation X is 1981. So if you were born previous to 81,
I was a 78, man.
there you go. So you are a Gen Xer.
He's in the midst
Last
of Gen X.
generation.
But yeah, so I think San Antonio's way further than Toronto. So my answer's got to be San Antonio.
You're not much of a vacationer, huh?
Man, the United States has got a lot of awesome places.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like going out of the country that much anymore. My thing's been airplanes. I haven't been able to get on an airplane for
Me too, Red. Me
15
too, Red.
years, man.
I don't get anxious about airplanes. I get anxious about sharing an airplane with everybody else.
I got
I
real
just-
weird. problems. Yeah, dude. I don't know what it was. I grew up on planes, man. I grew up flying all over the fucking place. My mom worked for the airlines, and like we had family in Florida, so we would go visit them like 3 times a year.
You know what I
is
think
my
it is, Red?
childhood. What's that?
You know what I think it is?
Well,
It's because you used to work on airplanes. So
I-
you're like, if guys like me used to work on airplanes, then I'm not getting on one of the fucking things.
a lot of it too, man. It's maybe a karma thing. I have crazy dreams. My dreams mostly, because I've had dreams that like fucking came true, and it's super bizarre when I have like dream deja vu and it's happening, and then I've had weird, crazy dreams that I'm like, is this future? And so like I don't know. I just have like almost a fear, I guess, to even fly. But I've flown I don't know if hundreds is the word. I'm gonna over exaggerate. Hundreds of times. You know what I mean?
So fun.
Malta is probably one of my most fun vacations, where we had to actually lay over in London and then get on a little tiny like DC-9 and fly from Gatwick to Bujaba or airport or something like that. I don't know what city we were in Malta, dude, but this thing was like the whole fucking way, dude. It had a strange scent to it, you know what I mean? I was like, this isn't the normal, what I consider like airplanes that I'm used to, you know what I mean? And then we get flying, it was fine, but super different because you like unload differently. You like unload off the back of the plane rather than at a jetway and things like that. It's completely different experience when you go anywhere outside of our country. We just have so many
Right.
You know what I love are the outdoor tropical airports.
what is that?
Yeah.
the outdoor tropical airports where there's like no roof and you're just like the breeze is hitting you and it's just warm as shit and you're coming off the airplane from like 20-degree like Detroit and you're like, I mean, I don't mind this, but this is a lot.
That was always my thing flying into Florida. It was like you would land and then you would get off the plane and it would just be nice and hot, dude. Because you're used to, for us, it was always, they'd always have to pull me out of school when I was a kid, you know, in the middle of winter time and shit like that. And really, they'd try to go when I was on vacation, but gotta go down and see the family. Go down and see the family. I've been around. It's been cool to get around the world. You know, I got an awesome chance to go on a cruise when I was like, I didn't go to Florida or like Myrtle Beach or do anything like that for what's it called? Spring break. Yeah, with like all my friends from high school. We went on like a family vacation with like 3 different families with a bunch of kids my age, and some of them like really close friends to me.
Did you used to be in a cult or something, Red?
It was super cool, dude. No,
Used to be.
All kinds of cults.
Dude, I got grounded on my senior year of high school for spring break, and my grounding was essentially that my vacation was limited to Boyne Mountain to snowboard, and it was 56 degrees out, and I didn't mind it. It wasn't that bad. I got to go with 2 friends, but it was not a southern vacation at all.
I wasn't going to do anything else, you know. I got kind of taken on a family vacation. It was fucking cool, dude. We got to tour the Caribbean.
No one's going to complain about a family vacation. Let's be real.
I went to Panama City Beach for my high school spring break, and it was trashy.
Yep.
Panama City.
That was what you were looking for, right?
I mean,
Sure.
Let's make it on MTV Spring Break.
Remember those days? Oh man.
Now you can't drink on the beaches down there. They closed them all down because the kids were
Because reasons.
ruining it.
Reasons.
Yeah.
Because of obvious reasons. Oh man.
What about I'm curious about Tara because I feel like she's put on more miles than anybody, but I'm curious to know like what her traveling habits are.
Wow, rude.
Well, not in that way. Wow, I mean like tires to the road. Yeah.
Made me raise my eyebrow, but I ate it.
Jeez, Patty.
But I did.
Out of the gutter.
Dang, Tara, put your business right out
So,
Damn.
I'll just see myself out, guys.
I really hate to fly, so it's gonna be a really special vacation for me to get on an airplane. But I usually,
Hawaii.
if I can drive it, I will do it. But I have only been up to like New York, and I've been down to Florida, and that's it. I've been to Iowa. That's as far that way. So, and like I said, I'll drive it all if I have to because I really hate to fly. I've flown once to New York and twice to Florida, and it was not good.
Terry, you probably have more miles
But I haven't.
on the road than I do in the sky.
Oh, I've got a lot of miles. I got a lot of miles on my car, and it's only a couple years old. And I think I just
ping
hit
pong.
like 77,000. And I just came back from Cincinnati, so I just did a trip down to Cincinnati and back this weekend. So,
Jeez,
put more back on it.
that's I mean,
Okay.
there and
What is
back
this?
is what 8-9 hours round trip.
Six hours?
It's like 7 hours and 20 minutes
yeah.
altogether from start to finish. But I made some stops along the way, so I started at 6:30 this morning and got home at 7:30.
Oh, nice. You made a day.
But I
out
made
of
some.
it. That's what we call it.
Made some stops. I did. I always try to make a day out of it, especially on a Sunday. I've got this thing my grandpa used to do, like ice cream and a Sunday drive, and it's like my thing. I just really like to go for a drive on Sundays. I don't care if it's just coming home from somewhere. I'm just chilling on the drive.
That is definitely a grandpa thing. I got taken on those a few times when I was real young, but I've heard stories from my mother about her father just every Sunday. Didn't matter. You guys were taking a drive, going up to whatever, somewhere on Lake St. Clair or whatever, and just going to get some ice cream or going to get lunch or whatever it was. And yeah, that was the thing,
Always.
Sunday drive, man.
It was
It
I wish it
was
was
just
that
mine.
easy nowadays.
What are the gas prices then?
What?
Oh,
What year? Shit. When I started
Yeah.
driving, gas was like 89 cents
I
a gallon,
just
man.
said
It was
that
doable back then.
I remember it being
but
95
down
cents a
in
gallon.
Cincinnati, it was $3.59. That was the cheapest I got it, and then as soon as I got to Michigan, it went right to 409.
$4.29, yeah.
Did the
And then it's like
hurricane raise our gas?
$4.27 up
Hunting
to
season
gas.
raise our gas prices. What raised our gas prices out of nowhere? I was trying to figure it
OPEC
out.
raised our gas.
There's a big,
Yeah.
gigantic war going on right now.
No, I know that. I was
No,
wondering
but like it was like 30 cents in like
if the
a
hurricane
day.
had to do with it because I was
Yeah.
curious if that would maybe. And
Oh,
I
you mean just recently with the
bring up
recent?
gas
Yeah,
as
Yes.
political
Yeah.
Because we were under $4 for a couple of weeks there, and then
Yeah, but
last week
Ohio
they
and
had- hey, guess
Illinois
what?
were all high. They were all state high.
Well, I mean, we're pretty high too, but I'm just talking gas prices here.
Me
Thank
too.
you, Sequence. Thank you.
Sequence. There's who was it in chat? Stares at Plant says, I keep looking at the trichomes on the video background. What type of camera scope was used to capture this? And that's your picture, isn't it?
No, I didn't do this picture. I did the other
Oh.
one. But they did a multi-focus.
It's one of those stack things, right?
That feels like a 40 times to me, or maybe even less, because a 60 to 100 times, like those standard scopes you get off Amazon, is going to get you way closer than that, I think. What do you guys think? At 30 times, maybe?
Maybe. But I was going to say I have 2 more flights before the end of the year. I'm going back to Georgia, and then I'm going to New Jersey as well. So I haven't been to Jersey before.
Joyzy.
Going to Jersey in November.
Sequence
Teen
is,
laundry.
is that
Real
more
shitty in November.
Me and Letty used to watch that, didn't you?
travel?
You know it, Skilbo.
Yeah, that's work travel, right?
Sweet, man.
Yep.
Job's getting you on the out there. It's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty
Flights are
sweet.
fun though. I've really been enjoying the flights.
Me too.
Objectively, fuck safer in the sky than on the road, man. It's more
100%.
truth to that statement than not. You know,
The pilots are probably texting and flying, but the plane's flying itself. So
Yeah, I mean, it's Teslas in the sky, and there's no other Teslas in the sky. I mean, we're doing fine.
there are redundant systems for the redundant systems for the redundant systems to make sure that the worst case scenario is like something explodes. You know what I mean? That's the worst case scenario.
That's what you would think, or something crashes. Sure.
Shit out of
that's
luck.
why you can't take your shampoo on the airplane, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I don't mean like that kind of stuff. I mean like a
least
mechanical failure
more than 4
causes something
ounces.
to explode. You know what I mean? That would be like worst case scenario. Because if something malfunctions or goes out, another thing kicks back on, and it's just back
Red,
on.
did these sounds actually occur like this, and you're having a little bit of PTSD when this thing goes
That's
off
why he
and
won't
that
fly
thing's
anymore,
warning?
dude.
You see him? He's got the little.
Shout out to Mama Red. She just landed today in Vegas. She's out there.
Shout out to Mama Red.
Hanging out.
I'm trying to go somewhere warm for our honeymoon, so get ready.
Where are you thinking?
St. Lucia.
No idea.
Dude.
No
Iowa.
idea.
Great.
Shut the fuck up with Iowa.
Iowa.
St.
Iowa.
Lucia, it's a pretty fucking dank weed.
Fucking
in the
Iowa?
the middle of ocean.
The butthole center of the United States.
Go to
That's
Des
so
Moines.
riled up.
Casually. We've now pissed off Iowa and the UP. Anybody else want some?
I didn't piss them.
Yeah, I was pissed off the UP. Come on, where's that?
You didn't piss
Hey,
the
you
UP off,
did.
Jared.
You excluded
Where's
them
that
from your
from?
cutting board, Spartan.
What are
Listen.
you talking about?
All right, everybody, replay. Everyone's going to start from the beginning of the show. If they've
Dude, I'm
gotten
with
this
you,
far,
Girly.
they've heard it.
Yeah. They're committed now.
Hey, painted lady, where's the furthest you've been?
Oh my god, in miles, in the United States, or
No,
Just
anywhere.
ever
From here.
in the
Or
world.
this from home.
Or out of this world. Have you been a space alien before?
Yeah, because Red started out in
Yeah.
China.
I've been to. I think the furthest away would be, well, the longest flight was to Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii a couple times, and I've been to Ireland and Scotland and France and a lot of places in the Caribbean. But I think that the Hawaii trip was like 11 hours to
Yeah.
get there.
Hawaii is further than England and France.
Yeah,
Those
from
are-
Detroit,
Hawaii.
it is. Yeah.
Did you do a direct flight there, or did you stop halfway?
Nope, I went
No
to
one can
LA.
afford a direct flight to Hawaii from Detroit. Come on, Becca.
Yeah.
Let's not be silly.
Whatever, I'm asking.
Yeah.
And nope, it stopped in LA
Yeah.
and then from LA over.
Hey, a quick tip for those of you that do fly from Detroit to Hawaii: stop somewhere not on the West Coast. if you go
Not
for the
Denver either?
longer flight, well, no, Denver's fine, Utah's fine, something like that, because they give you just more options for better prices. It's a shorter, flight to go from LA. It's actually real quick, and I'm very envious of you all in like San Diego and stuff to be able to get there that quickly. But we have to fly a whole continent to just
Dude.
be able to get to where you're at.
Dude, I have to fly from Detroit to Dulles, DC. And then from Dulles, DC to Seattle, Tacoma. So I'm going from fucking this way and then,
Yeah, Miami,
speed and then
Houston,
coming
there's
back.
a lot of like connecting Seattle and a lot of connecting airports that you'll just go from I'm in I don't know, let's call it Arizona. It's gonna like take me to Houston and then like
That's a state, yeah.
up to
Arizona.
Seattle and then over to Detroit. You're like, what? I should have not got the cheap flight, I guess. I don't know. They do some wild connections though.
Coach life, baby.
I mean, whatever gets you there. Destination is what matters, let's be honest.
I stares at plants and chat. It says, I'm in Michigan, but I'm 10 hours from Detroit. So yeah, he's way at the tippy top.
Iron
That's
Mountain Pride.
crazy.
You're flying out of Green Bay at that point.
Probably get, yeah, I was gonna say he's probably got a closer
Come
airport.
down through
He's not even a
Illinois.
Lions fan, dude. Get this guy out of here.
If I've got the option, I'm going
Man.
nonstop. Unless you're going to like Hawaii or something. I don't want to be spending all day waiting on airplanes, spending extra hours at the airport and all that shit. Get me there.
I still want to go to Australia or New Zealand, and that's a long flight.
New
It's like a
Zealand would be
20-hour
so
flight or something.
It's like 24 or so, I think.
I wonder where you would fly like LA to like Malaysia and then from
I
Malaysia
think
down there.
so. Something like that. But
Man.
It's it's
I
almost.
Go ahead.
I'll throw it in here. Detroit to Sydney, Australia is 9,478 miles. That's the longest one I've seen yet.
Fuck.
That's
I
nonstop.
always hate
Detroit
I always
City.
hate when you have like less than an hour in between your flights and then you're like running, trying to find your flight and you're in a new place and you're like, where am I? I don't even know.
Yeah, that's anxiety as fuck. I hate that.
Every airport's different. And
Every
I
single
love that
one.
though. I love landing in new airports that I've never been to and
Me
checking
too.
things out.
I'm on the same page. Like, there's just new restaurants and just new
Yeah.
culture and lifestyle and just like the way things are just done
you
differently.
mean like
I
a
don't know.
new
Oh, watch
TGI
it.
Fridays or
I mean, what? Yeah, that's obviously, thank you, sequence. I was just thinking, what the fuck is different?
All right.
Like, what are you talking
You need to go to more airports, I guess. I don't know. Go down to
there's
Houston.
a lot.
There's shit I've never heard of, you know?
Every single place is
different.
charging you 3 times. There's like strip club prices in there for the fucking food.
Oh, no, yeah.
Like,
It's,
if you're up on
I'm
your
not
strip club
pricing.
prices, that is.
I
You know,
wouldn't
I don't know
buy-
if
I'll
it's
go with
rates.
ballpark, Spartan, but you can go.
I walk around with my hands in my pockets, man. I don't even want to be even thought of on camera, even coming near anything in that fucking place.
Hey, all I know is the nearest Chick-fil-A was
Just like a strip
Detroit
club.
Airport for a long time.
I'll stay with my feet on the ground. You can have the radiation up there.
There is a lot of radiation in airplane flights.
Yeah, if you look at the data, doesn't look good. It's not a healthy practice to be on an airplane.
I'm not a big
I'm talking like plot pilots and
Yeah, as a a guest or whatever, it's fine.
right.
I ride coach way in the back. I don't think I have to worry about where the smart stuff is.
No, actually, the back is where there's more
The
radiation.
radiation.
No, it's the radiation from the sun. You're so fucking much closer to the sun. It goes through the fucking plane and through your body, man.
it's a
The atmosphere.
20-hour drive, 20-hour drive to a Gulf Coast
Drip drive?
20-hour drip drive to a Gulf Coast beach. I believe. In fact, I think we can get down south of Tampa in like 20 hours.
Woo! It's a long drive.
The excitement was uncontained and unbridled.
I would. That's excitement for being able to spend time with the newlywed. You know,
On the
just yourself
road.
on the road, bonding. That's fucking
A
exciting.
lot
Hey,
of dangerous
We
driving.
already spend all of our time together.
A lot of dangerous driving. I want to go to Key West with all those dangerous people.
You want to drive all the way there?
I want to go to Key West
Are you
too.
gonna
I
take
was
the
really mad at
Focus?
myself for not doing that when I went to Florida the last
I don't
time.
drive, Becca. Just fly yourself.
I will say the pro move.
Let's
The
pick
pro
some
move. If you're gonna
I
go a
do
long
have
way,
an
Reach
E
that sucker
credit.
in Key West.
I'll
We'll-
donate some miles to that.
We'll drive the
look at
Focus
some
Challenge.
trains, Red.
Beach
Look
it.
at some Amtrak. Look at some trains, man. That
Hey,
would be
hey,
cool.
Red, I'll
Get on a
meet you there.
Greyhound, Red.
Train would be cool.
She'll meet you there.
I'll meet you
Get
there.
Red
I
on a
got my E
Greyhound, we'll
credit.
fly back
Yeah.
down.
Got this nice E credit from a canceled flight during COVID. So only
Put it
enough
towards
for
the
one. So
Puffco.
sorry.
Put it towards a Puffco.
As long
I
as we
can't
stay
get that in
over
cash.
land, I'm good. I'll be happy over land. The dream is over water, so we got to stay over land. Nothing over water.
I'm just kidding. I like driving with
Stay on the
you.
mainland.
I've done my fair share of flights too. I went to Germany. I've been to Germany and Paris and Ireland, and I've been to Hawaii. So it was some nice long
Where'd you go in
flights
Germany?
there. I went to Stuttgart.
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 Yeah, it was really cool. It was.
Now, where
They were
make
kind of.
waffles.
I don't.
I've
They,
been
it's
there
like a
before, too.
car factory.
Probably.
My stepdad worked for Bosch, and they're like
Oh,
mostly
cool.
Their
there. And
headquarters.
so
I heard
we went
Germany's
there.
Really cool.
It was
Did you
cool.
like it?
Yeah, no, it was really cool. They were just kind of mean. I was with
Oh.
my mom and my little brother who was less than 1 at the time, and people did not like that there was a baby, like ever. And because he would be dropping stuff and they would get all mad. This happened like multiple times while we were there. People would just get so mad, like, leave, what are you doing in here? Leave. Okay.
Wow.
It's just a baby. But it was fun. It was a cool place.
Neat. That's cool. Out of all your favorite or all your places, what's your favorite?
Probably Ireland. I went there by myself, and that was really fun. I just had
Cool.
I had some friends from college that were from there and went to school there. So I like got to be a college kid and go to Ireland and just hang out and do normal stuff. It was really cool.
How long did you spend
Where in
there?
Ireland?
Like 10 days.
Nice.
That's good.
They were in Belfast. So I was
Oh,
mostly in
okay.
Belfast, and then the last couple nights we were in Dublin. So I got to
Okay,
do like the touristy stuff in Dublin and go to the Infinity Bar and the Guinness Factory and do all of that stuff. So that was still really
Shout
cool.
out to your friends on that. Shit, that's a good
Yeah.
vacation.
They
Yeah.
let me stay at their like apartments with them for free. There's 2 of them, and so I like split my time between both of them. And
How
it
drunk
was
did you
so
get?
cool.
Huh?
Oh man, it was really fun.
I don't remember.
It was really fun. This was like right after Trump was elected, and they were all trying to talk to me about it all the time, and they were like thought it was so funny, and like it was interesting.
So they bought you a lot of
And
beer.
and they liked my accent, and I couldn't even understand what they were saying, and they spoke English. Couldn't understand a lick. I like would take recordings of them talking and try to understand it, and
I was
bad.
telling him whenever I talk about it that it would take me in certain areas, especially the Gaelic parts, it would take me about 10 seconds after they said something for me to be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is what you said.
yeah,
It
you have to
wasn't-
like
The
listen.
Gaelic part is where the signs are like 30 consonants long with like 3 vowels tossed in between, right? With like a
Yeah, like
Y.
Carey area, like you drive through that whole area.
But you know what? That language written down actually like phonetically makes sense, and it allows you to understand their language, because until you see it written down, you don't know what the hell the syllables, where they're connecting and everything. But once I saw it written down, I was like, oh, I see what I think I see what you guys are saying. It really did kind of make sense at that point. But I mean, good luck. Like it's
Yeah, it was
Sick.
really
hard to-
challenging.
Yeah, it's so hard to
Especially we were all drinking the whole time. Like it was all drinking. And then they're like drunk trying to talk, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be here. It's fine. Don't understand it. But the history was cool. I had no idea that Ireland had such cool history, because they don't just teach us about these cool like it's 2 separate countries. I had no idea. That's pretty cool. I got to the airport and I got the wrong type of money because they have 2 different monies, and that sucked.
What was the conversion rate on
Wasted
that
some
one?
money. I lost some money, I'll tell you that. But learning experience, I guess. Got to look up the currencies.
And it's divided by the beer. One part is Murphy's and one part is Guinness, depending on what part of the country you go to.
What is Belfast?
It's the real lines, right?
They still drink Guinness there. I didn't know about Murphy's, but I did discover my favorite cider is from there. It's called Magners. You can find it some places here, but it's an Irish one, and it's super light, and I love it. It's not too sweet like a lot of these ciders are that we have here. So if you're looking, for a dry cider, that's my suggestion.
Holy shit, Spartan disappeared for a whole fucking 5 seconds.
Woo!
Shout out to Baked. I'm smoking that Donnie.
You look like you're on RSO right now. That shit's got you in its clutches.
I've been smoking for 4 hours, man.
Fuck yeah, man.
Fergoli, where'd you say yours was the furthest?
I didn't, but I'm glad I got to listen to everybody's because I think I got you all beat, including you, Red.
Did you go to Antarctica?
No. Well, no, that would be actually a short trip, because he went over the North Pole or whatever. And I think that's the reason why his is shorter than mine. I had to fly up through Alaska and down to Japan. I actually went to Bangkok, Thailand, which is almost 2,000 miles more than Beijing.
You looked it up,
I did, dude. I had to look it up. I'm like, wow, you can't really get any further than China, right? And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's actually a lot further. And it was a 24-hour flight, or 24-hour travel time, I should say.
Wow.
Did you eat spiders on a stick? Fried spiders on a stick?
I ate a lot of fried things on a stick. I couldn't tell you what they were.
Oh,
but,
man.
I mean, most of it was chicken, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was wild.
go-to.
They actually went there involved in the I can't really say much more than the production of the Asian World Cup of paintball, which is pretty cool. But they treated me like a king there. It was a really wild
World
vacation.
Cup of paintball?
Asian World Cup of paintball, yes.
Oh, that's fucking now something to Google, right? After the show.
For sure, yeah. Have fun with that. It's I don't know, paintball's a fun thing, and
Was it like speedball or was
Sequence
it
yeah, like airball, yeah, like PSP kind of level and PPL, whatever back in the day. That level of tournament play, I guess.
Yeah, like 5 people teams against each other, something.
Yeah, I think it was 5. I don't think it was 7. I think NPPL had a 7-man tourney, but I think it was 5-man back in the day.
Right.
But it was cool, multiple divisions and stuff, and it was quite the experience. And I was kind of fresh out of college, and I had an opportunity kind of put on my plate, and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't traveled that far before, and it was something to do alone. I was literally rooming in a hotel room that the production company put me in with someone I never met before from a different country with a different passport that might have not even spoke the same language, just going into it completely blind. But it was a fantastic experience. It was similar to you, Becca. I spent 10 days there, but man, that travel experience, that was really wild to me. Just waking up on one day and going, driving to Detroit to get on a plane to, I think, fly to Chicago, then to go all the way from Chicago to, I think, Narita, Japan, if I'm saying that right. And then to fly over for another 8 hours over to Bangkok. And it's just it's wild how long it takes to travel around this planet. But the fact we can do it actually that quick,
Right.
and it's just it's maybe we should focus more on that, because I don't know, man. It's just we can really share a world experience pretty quickly nowadays, not only physically but obviously here digitally too. And I just wanted to kind of get a depth of what your guys' experience was with that, because I haven't traveled to a crazy amount of countries or anything, but I've traveled to some really wild ones like Thailand and Colombia, and to experience those different
Colombia.
settings. Yeah, man. To
Oh,
experience those
shit.
different settings is just like, I wasn't
We know
running
you're
Were
dry.
you flying like these little Cessna planes?
No, I wasn't flying. I was just like the mule, I think is what they call it. No.
Okay.
Brown brick strapped to your body.
No wonder why he wears the sunglasses.
hmm
That's a fake beard. I realize it right now. He's clean
I
shaven
gotta
underneath
go.
all
Go
that.
away.
I gotta
My
go. I gotta
experience
go,
here on
guys.
the Michigan Rose show is done. No, I'm just kidding.
I
But no,
retired.
it's a wild world out there, man. And like the way cannabis has really kind of brought the world together, because think about the strains that we're growing. You know what I mean? Like, not how much of this originated in the area that we're growing it, other than the fact that we like bred it here. A lot of this stuff comes from deep roots throughout this planet, and it has a lot to offer.
Well, I think it's much like these shows that you have to travel outside of your little area, man. Because meeting other people that think different things and go different places and see different shit, that is what the human experience is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to live in this small little, live in this town and die in this town like Mama Skilbo is. So, like, get out there and fucking enjoy life. Don't be afraid to go different places that you've never been. For me, I get giddy at the fucking concept of a road trip. Like if someone says, do you want to drive to DC? Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Do you want to go down to Georgia? Yep, sure do. Let's go.
Yep.
That's my 20s. It's just fucking
We're
running
gonna
around.
drive
and
to
doing
Lansing on October 11th. Let's go.
Can
Get
you plug
it.
that real quick, please, before we have to fucking cut up out of here. Do you have anything to share on that? Times, all that?
Yeah, October 11th. They're gonna have the harvest rally.
The week is that?
Brought to us by, that's coming up what October? It's October 2nd now as we speak. So
9
October
days.
11th would be, it's a Tuesday.
Number 9.
And yeah, it starts at noon at the Capitol building in Lansing. Park at the parking structure. Do yourself a favor, don't get a ticket.
And what are we assembling about?
So it's coming together for the not only caregivers but patients, recreational growers, recreational consumers, licensees. But we're not really down with the MSOs, the big MCMA companies, obviously. What the whole Harvest Festival is about is kind of protesting some of the biggest problems that we're facing right now with the MCMA push to try to open up the laws that we voted on and not give us a voice. If you're going to open it up, give us a voice and listen if we're going to make some positive changes and not some stupid changes. That's one big one. There's going to be legislatures there too. Lawmakers. We're going to be in there where they work. There's going to be a bunch of booths set up with different with information. I don't think it's legal to sell anything as far as cannabis, things like that, but it'll have like information, stuff like that. Information.
We'll be there with a booth.
There we go. So, and then but there's gonna be lots of speakers, and the vibe I'm getting is it's just like they're trying to get everybody, instead of fighting against each other, let's come together. We're all in this together. There's a spot for everybody. Let's not work to try to edge one person out of the market like the MCMA is trying to push the caregivers out. Let's just work together. We all have our own spots. So I plan on talking about just what the advantages for a patient. What's the advantage of a patient to continue with the caregiver market? And that's kind of what they're giving me 5 minutes, so I'll probably fill that pretty quick. And that's kind of the message I'm going to bring to it. And that's kind of the vibe I get from the Weisters anyway. And I hope to see as many people as possible. It's a Tuesday, so it makes it tough, but that's when the lawmakers are there. But I think a lot of us have already signed on as ambassadors. Like I think I've seen pretty much everybody's logo. So there's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be cool just to hang out. And yeah, I'm going to say this on air. It is your right to publicly protest if you so desire, and part of a protest could be to light up a joint if you wanted to. You have whatever risk you want to believe there is there, but I'm just saying that's another fun thing that could happen.
It's going to, trust me.
It happens every time. I'm just saying that's a good thing to say. Hey, I've been at the Capitol. That's fun.
Yeah.
At the Capitol.
And that takes us right up to the edge. I'd like to say thanks to everybody for hanging out with us this evening. Make sure you come through tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late sesh. Sequence, you got anything else?
No, man. This has been a good show. We did a lot of random stuff. This is like a mini late sesh. The little geography thing was cool, though. Let the chat get to know the panel a little bit better. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's been a good one. We'll see you tomorrow night for the late sesh.
Cheers, everybody.